Okay, and call along Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. And double honor to our elders and bishops of the other GMS camps in the other states. Shalom. And shalom to the hopeful elects. Okay, and you affiliates that are out there that are pushing this truth in the highways and byways, the marketplaces, on the streets, as well as in the marketplaces. And shalom to you Aquans, you women. You're learning the truth. You're establishing your relationship with Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, and you're searching for a righteous male covering that you can connect with and bond with and obey, that you may come up under his righteous spiritual vibration and go into the kingdom with him. Shalom. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. Coming to you today, pardon me, coming to you today is another lesson. Pardon me. Okay. Coming to today with another lesson. This is on concerning the different things concerning now as the prophecies are playing out, as we're seeing them happen all around us. And you see Jeremiah, a favorite, loved, beloved prophet of Yahweh, made it clear in the visions that were given unto him. We're going to go straight off into it. And these are of the times of the day. Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 16, starting in verse 1. And it read, distresses foretold. Okay. These are the distresses foretold by Jeremiah from the vision that he received from Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Okay. And we can understand that these are the things that are perilous times. Right now, you have the many different things where there are rumors of wars and different things that are happening, and different famine, okay, pestilence. Pretty soon they're about to release a new virus. Okay, that's really is going to be where it's going to be dropping people's bodies in a matter of hours. Once they become infected, bam! In a matter of 6 to 8 hours, boom! They drop dead. Period. So it is going to be times where it's going to be dead bodies laying here and there, and people will step by them, step right on over them. Okay, as if they are done. Okay, flat out. So this is Jeremiah starting off with this is Jeremiah 16, starting off with verse 1. And here we go. Now, as Apostle Gabar would say, you got to picture this in your mind, what it's going to be like. Okay. The word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife. Why? Even though this is going to be the time of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, thou shalt not take thee a wife. Because remember, once you take on a wife, Exodus chapter 21, verse 10, then she becomes your obligation. Okay, you got to provide for her arraignment and everything, and as the different women come to you, you'll be taking on this wife, that wife, this wife, this wife. You be taking on different responsibilities of taking care of those women. Okay, but as for right now, okay, thou shalt not take thee a wife. Okay, because the time will come where a common man will not be able to provide for his wife or children. Neither shalt thou have sons or daughters. Okay? Okay? Because this is not a time that you can expect to raise a child. Here it is, you got a government shutdown looming overhead. Okay? And if they shut down, they're going to shut down a lot of government services. And remember, they've already laid off thousands, tens of thousands of government workers and officials and this, that, and the other, and many of them were women and black men that cut off their black Latino North American men that cut off their rods and all these different things. Okay, for For thou, saith the Lord, in this place. Why? Because this is Babylon. This is Babylon. There's so much confusion here. There's nothing, there is no surety. It's all part of the prophecies and the curses. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16 through 68. That what we're under. Okay, this is not a place for us to come to and live our lives and prosper and grow and be the best that we can be and everything for Esau is Edom's kingdom in this system. Okay, now what we supposed to be doing is understanding that we had to go through this hardcore bondage. Okay, we had to go through our time of being under Esau as Edom. Okay, flat out. For this said, thus said the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place. You see, these are the perilous things that they're going to be going through. They're going to be going through all kinds of different hell and different punishments and different judgments and different things concerning. Remember, each one of us are reincarnated ancient spirits back into the flesh, back into these fleshable, corruptible bodies. Okay, to face judgment. Okay, for the transgressions of our past lives. You know, and because when we perished in our past life, we went up to the Father. You know, and stood before Him and received. Different understandings about what we paid for, but we still had to come back down and still go through the judgment of what we already done. Okay, and we going through the judgment in this flesh. Okay, so that's the reason why we're going through what we're going through. You cannot place the judgment upon the spirit, but the judgment is placed upon the flesh. Okay, so that's why we're back here, flat out, you know, concerning their mothers that bear them. Now, see, these mothers are a bunch of harlots that's bearing these children. They are enjoying their freedoms. They're women that are living in their pleasures. They sit back and have sex with whom they want to and get paid for it. Okay, and uh, uh, see, I'm old school. I remember the time when the young women started having children just to get on welfare, just to get food stamps, just to get a check, just to get the head start, just to get an apartment. They wanted to move out from their mamas, and they got tired of watching their mama be a harlot. They wanted to be a harlot themselves. Okay. So, and because of this led to them bearing all kinds of these bad, wicked spirits because they was free willy nilly doing what they want to do, living in their pleasure. And the Bible tells us a woman that liveth in her pleasures is yet dead while she living. Okay. And concerning their fathers, okay, these young men, they was raised without a daddy. They are effeminate males. Effeminate. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. They are effeminate. They should not enter into the kingdom. They see because they go around using all kinds of drugs, all kinds of stuff that they use. They ain't just using crack. You see, the older men put the crack down, and the younger men picked it up and started using the crack, and then using crank and ice and using tranks and all kinds of stuff. They got drugs they using that bend people over in contorted positions. It's crazy. Okay, they shall die flat out of grievous deaths. Okay, they all messed up. They all messed up. What can they do? They don't have any skills on how to build. They can't tear a wall down and build it back up. They can't get up on a roof and repair a roof so they have a shelter to live in. They can't get in the field and build a dwelling, a structure and sound. And they can't do different things that us older men know how to do because we was raised from the generation that were taught these things. Okay, these younger guys in their 20s, teens, 20s, 30s, they don't have any inclination on how to build, construct, make, use their hands to do positive things in a good order. They're used to tearing up, destroying, ripping apart, and being violent, destructive with their hands. Okay, that's what they've been trained to do. They shall not be lamented. No, nobody's going to be sorrowful for them. Nobody's going to mourn them. Nobody's going to care for their death. You know, right now, the way these young guys out here now, they make you want to give them a stoning, a stone rock shower, right? shall they, because they are rebellious sons. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18 through 21. Okay, and the young women are harlots. Deuteronomy chapter 22, and Judges chapter 19, and stuff. And many of them are horned. And so you got to burn them to death. Okay, Revelation chapter 18, the great horse. Neither shall they be burned. Woo! Neither shall they be burned, but they shall be as dung. You see? Some doo-doo upon the face of the earth. That means they play pretty much just a toilet. They some turds just laying out laying out in the sun. See, because it's going to get to the point where people are going to be falling dead here and there, dead bodies laying here and there. You know, like I said, cannibalism is going to come back. The Bible says so, right? The cannibalism. There's an alarming number of people buying those meat grinders. Check it out. Meat grinder sales, you know, the kind of meat grinder where you put the meat on top and you turn the little crank and a sausage come out. Yep, yep. You don't need no electricity. So people are going to be grinding people's bodies up. They're going to see in dead bodies, and people are going to be hunting to kill people. So that way they have fresh meat. Okay, okay. And to keep people tied up and alive and just chopping their body parts off, you know, and that way it's fresh. Fresh kill, fresh piece, you know. Hey, that's my piece. Okay, upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword. They're gonna be shot dead. Once these see, ICE is going through on behalf of Yahweh Shai, really, ultimately. Okay, and a lot of these Edomites, heathens, and 2/3 are getting cut down. It's judgment time. It's time to cut the tall trees. It's time to cut the tall trees. Flat out. You see, and a lot of these fools don't realize that. They walking around and trying to live their life. Man, it's amazing to see how people keep trying to live their life. Like they don't understand. They still trying to spending money to do things that you know, that's just like continuously spending money to pay bills and different things, the utilities, when people really should, if they can, redirect their money to spending it on taking care of preparing to be off grid instead of paying Edison, Medicon, water and sewage. You know, that's just my thinking. And by famine, watch when people get hungry. Watch how they change. People always change when they get hungry. Okay, you just watch. You see the videos of people tripping out in fast food restaurants. How people's attitudes change. You know, at lunchtime on your job, your plantation. You see how people's attitude change. You know, watch. Just watch how they change, and you're gonna have to watch yourself. You know what I'm saying? And their carcasses, you see, shall be meat. You see, for the fowls of the heavens. You see, they can be laying all out. You see, birds ain't gonna be flying in the crib, so the bodies got to be laying out in the open, on the streets. Okay, people don't drop dead and they, you know, or got unalived and by some marauders and shot dead. Okay, and the bodies drug out. Okay, laying out on the front lawn, on the side of the house, in the back. It's gonna be dead bodies laying on it. It's gonna be stenching. A lot of people are gonna freeze during the winter. The Bible said, "Let not thy flight be during the winter." Okay, it's gonna be freezing. It's gonna be a snowstorm. And people are not gonna know how to survive. They ain't gonna know what to do. You can see children walking down the street, you know, pampers and diapers, and you see dogs running up and ripping them to pieces, and they're hollering and screaming. And that's gonna be a thing, the hollering and the screaming and the sounds of people dying and being killed unalive. in the night. And for the beasts of the earth, you see, it's going to be a lot that Yahweh Shai is going to unleash. Let's see, on you, Edomites, heathens, and two-thirds, flat out. For thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning. People ain't going to have no time no more. People going to be too busy suffering. You see what they're going through on Gaza? That's what's coming to America. Okay? People going to go to try to get food to eat and they ain't going to get shot down. They're going to get shot down trying to get food to eat. Neither go to lament nor bemourn them, you see? Because it ain't going to matter how people's lives are just shattered and just cut down, okay, by some pestilence or some violence to unalive them. For I have taken away my peace from this people. See, you can't have no peace. How can you have some peace? You can't have no peace. No matter how much you try to set things up to have peace, you can't. It's going to be some turmoil because we're supposed to be in a time of turmoil. We're not in a time of relaxation and prosperity, but they keep trying to live like that. People keep trying to live their lives like they don't understand. Saith the Lord, even loving kindness, you see, and mercy. You see, the Lord is removing all this from his people. It is a horrible thing to be freezing in a tent, makeshift tent with holes already in it, and rubble, or in a heap of rubble, and it's wintertime, and temperature down the 10 below, and you huddle together, and you ain't got no fire. What type of mess is that? That's hell. No mercy, no food, no water. You're out in the open, exposed. Both the great and the small shall die in this land. You see? That's what can be expected to happen, coming here to America very soon. They shall not be buried. Okay? They shall not be buried. Their bodies will be burned. Okay? Piled together and burned, cooked, and ate. These are the things that's coming. You see? There's gonna be wild dogs, there's gonna be people eating on one another, People gonna be getting sick. You're not supposed to be eating human flesh in the first place. They're gonna be grinding meats up together. They were mixing dog with human meat and grinding them together and carrying on. Dog, human, bird, rat, and possum, and coyote. And then grind up, put all that inside the top of the meat grinder, and then grind it all up together and make sausage. Wow. Just think, people gonna be grinding up some sausages, and the meat gonna be cooking. You're gonna be the smell of burnt flesh, burning and cooking, or whatever makeshift grill or cook they could use, and the screams of death, and the rotten smells of flesh. Neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves. You see? Ain't nobody gonna even mourn them or do any sacrifice or anything, nor make themselves bare for them. Ain't gonna be none of that. Ain't gonna be none of that. They can look forward to this hell going on continuously. Neither shall men tear themselves for in mourning. You see? Ain't gonna be there. Ain't gonna be no time. People ain't gonna have no time to live any type of life. Right now, people still trying. They still trying to be sociable. They still trying to do their thing. They still trying to hang out with their friends. They still trying. No. I mean, if your friends on the same accord, but if not, then you got to let all that type of activity go and prepare. Yahweh Shai said, "Be occupied in the word until He returns." Okay. To comfort them for the dead. You see, because let the dead bury the dead, flat out. And you see some people their mind is a deaf state, leave them and let their mind be of a deaf state, while your mind be that of liveliness, okay, and of the spirit. And for the words that I say to you, they are of spirit and they are of life. Okay, it is the spirit that quickeneth the flesh. Okay, John chapter 63, verse 3. Or John chapter 6, verse 53. Verse 36. Salakia. Okay, mind freeze. Okay, right. And shall men give them the cup of consolation, and to drink for their father or for mother? You see, no one will drink of any cup to do any ceremony of anything, of any care, of any nature. You know, there'll be no videos posted of somebody's funeral. Won't be anything of that nature. None of that. Whatever you see laying out there, that's what it's going to be. Thou shalt not also go. I think that's 6 and 63. John 6 and 63. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting. No, it ain't gonna be time. Ain't gonna be time for that. Ain't gonna be time for no joyful things. You know, or maybe for the elect, yeah. But for the rest of the world, they're going through calamity. Okay, flat out. To sit with them, to eat and to drink. No. Right now, people going out to do restaurants and dine and enjoy themselves. There are apps that you can get online in the Google Play Store, store or whatever. Apps where they have extra food. They're posted on that app to let you know you can come get it at half price. Okay, you can get a $30 meal for like $10. You can get a $15 meal for like $5. Okay, there are apps that do that. For thus, but when the time comes, they ain't gonna be doing it. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. See, of Israel, not of the rest of the world. If this nation, it's not. This is not a whole world. Everybody, come on, everybody, come on. We're gonna get it now. Let's all gather at the no. Ain't none of that. The Lord coming together. We ain't got to gather. He's gonna come together. We scattered, so He's gonna bring us together. We were a people before we were a place. We were a people before we were a place. You understand? Israel, the God of Israel, Yah Shah. Okay. Behold, will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days. You see, these are the things that's coming that the young people of the day have no clue. Isaiah chapter 1 and 3, they don't even consider Yahweh or Yahweh Shai or his ways or the judgment. Okay, Yahweh, he compares them as a dumb ox and a mule. Okay, flat out. You see, the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of pride, bridegroom. Okay, and the voice of the bride. Okay, all these things about to be silenced. The happiness, the joy, the goodness, the gladness, all that. People living their lives now, but in a minute, all that's gonna be shattered. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, right? Because these words are alive. Okay. John chapter 6, verse 63. The Spirit is quickened all of these different things to occur and happen. Okay. And people can expect these words to be right before their very eyes, what they actually are seeing. And they can't escape it. They can't escape it. And they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? The Lord been spoke this word, but the people wasn't listening. Yahweh said he know that he be sending his elect out to a people that are stretched out neck, stiff neck, okay, with wonton eyes. Okay, they will not listen. They only want to. They have itching ears to hear wicked things. Those wicked sayings. They want things to be as a way so they can do and live the way they want to live, you see, without any consequences. Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? And this is the way a lot of people think. They think because they have been Hellenized and because they have become in this Babylon, a state of mindset, confusion, they believe all these lies. And because all these lies that they believe in, they become accustomed to and they love. Okay? They love living according to these lies that's been laid upon them and they don't want to let them go. Okay? 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 And so that, and because of that, they got a lot to come into understanding about, for real, whether they like it or not. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me. You see? And a lot of these young people were not raised by their father. They don't know nothing about a daddy, grandfather, great grandfather. They don't have that connection that takes them back to the understanding. Okay. There used to be a time when there used to be respect for the family name, you see, because, he was the son of this man, and he was the son of that man, and you see, and so forth. Okay, and she was the daughter of this man, and she was the daughter of that man, and you know what I'm saying? All that meant something. A man's name, you see, you see, you see. Saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods. You see, that's the way our people have gotten. The Bible says our people go a horn to serve other gods, false gods. You see, and that's the way things have been, and have served them, right? Okay, living the life, serving the system of the beast, you see, and living to it, and have worshipped them, okay, made sure without a doubt, one lives in total belief that that's the way things go, living like the heathens, living like the two-thirds, walking by sight and not walking by faith. See, it is the righteous that shall live by it is the righteous that shall live by faith, okay, not by sight, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. You see, that's the reason why Judges chapter 5, verse 11, we practice the rehearsing of the right. We practice the rehearsing of the righteous act of obeying Yahweh's laws, statutes, and commandments. Because this is the major thing that's important. But understand, it's not by obeying these laws that we are saved. No, it's by our works and our faith that we are saved. When Yahushua comes, we shall be doing what he is expecting for us to do, having works, because when you have faith, you have that inside you, the Spirit of the Lord to prophesy, to be a lively stone, doing the work, because Yahushua is the chief cornerstone, and he's using us to rebuild. He's rebuilding, using us as a lively stone to rebuild the temple. Okay, while those fools, the heathens, the Edomites, and the two-thirds, they believe in that the new temple is the Israelis and those people over there in our motherland, what they're doing now. Okay, using brick and mortar. The new temple is not being made of brick and mortar. It's been made of us lively stones, of us, by the chief cornerstone, Yahushua. Okay, flat out. And ye have done worse than your fathers. You see, these people of the people of the day, because they don't know who they are. They don't respect their family name. They don't have no connection that takes them back. They are completely lost and cut off. You see, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, and that's what people are. You see, they live according to their own fleshly ways, not according to trying to live to uphold anything that is of the truth of their family creed, their blood, and living up to the ways of obeying Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Instead, they live loosely to that of the world. Okay? Okay. ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. You see? And they don't. They do not hearken unto Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. We're going to read to the last one or two of these, and we'll close it out. Therefore, I will cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither nor your fathers. You know something? That also brings the understanding some of the people being rounded up and being cast out of, thrown out of, deported out of America. Now, okay, that too. Neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night. Where I, because there would be no time for rest. There'll be, and during this time, it's gonna be a lot of sleep deprivation. People ain't gonna be able to get no sleep. Where they're gonna just drop down dead from weak, from not eating, starvation. You know, the bones not having, their muscles not having any energy, and they're just gonna drop just like that, and not gonna be able to defend themselves. And animals gonna come up on them, and other human beings too, and drag them off, or start cutting off body parts, or eating on them, and hollering and screaming, and constant hollering and screaming, screams of death. Where I will not show you favor, you see. So we're gonna end it off right there. Okay. So picture that in your mind. These are the things that are about to unfold. And it's unfolding in many places around the world. But wait till it comes directly to Babylon. It's going to be a test of a lot of brothers' faith and sisters. You're going to find out exactly where you are in this whole thing. Okay? And so, brothers and sisters, Lord's will, you were edified, motivated, or inspired in today's lesson. Apologize that we didn't actually go to a lot of precepts or whatever in this video other than what I said, but still, I just want you to imagine that in your mind. That's what's happening and about to happen and occur, okay? You know, in but a little time, okay? You know, although it may tarry, wait for it, okay? Okay. So, brothers and sisters, hold on, stay strong. We ain't got long to keep you occupied in the Word until Yahweh Shai returns, what He told us to do. Be spiritually, emotionally, and physically, mentally circumspect, okay, and have that understanding, okay. Allow the Spirit to guide you, okay. And those of you that Yahweh Shai has chosen to be saved, be ye strong. Okay. The rest, you 2/3, repent, come back to the Mashiach Yahushua, lest ye be destroyed. You heathens and Edomites, y'all have an impending doom that's on its way. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and close out. We'd like to give all praise and all honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hope of the elect. Shalom to the hope of the elect.